I met a girl at work, until I discovered her dark secret. When I met Laura at work, she seemed perfect. She was charming, smart, and had a smile that made all the stress of the office melt away. We hit it off quickly, joking around during breaks and getting to know each other more with each conversation. There was something special between us, or at least, that's what I thought. After a few weeks of casual flirting, I finally gathered the courage to ask her out. She said yes, and we agreed to meet at a local cafe. That night felt like a dream. Everything about her was magnetic, and I couldn't stop thinking about her. But then, something happened that made me question everything. A few days later, after work, I offered to drive her home. She seemed hesitant at first, but then agreed. As we neared her place, I noticed something strange. Her house was in a secluded area, hidden behind large trees. It looked almost abandoned, with the windows covered in heavy curtains. When we stopped in front of the house, she looked at me with a worried expression. "You should go," she said softly, avoiding my gaze. I thought maybe it was just nerves or something, so I tried to lighten the mood. "Hey, it's just a house. What's so scary about it?" But she didn't laugh. Instead, she seemed almost afraid. "Please, just go." I got out of the car, confused but not wanting to push her. As I started to walk away, I heard the faintest sound, a scratching noise coming from the house. It sounded like nails dragging across wood. That's when I turned around and saw something I can never forget. Through the window, I saw a figure. It wasn't her. It was tall, with long, dark hair, and its eyes were wide open, staring directly at me. I quickly jumped back into my car and drove off without looking back. The next day at work, I confronted her. "What was that?" I asked. She gave me a nervous smile, but her eyes were full of guilt. "It's nothing. You should just forget what you saw." But I couldn't. I had to know. So I did some research. I found a news article from a few years ago, a story about a missing person case in the area. The description, it matched Laura perfectly. The missing woman had vanished without a trace, and the police had no leads. I haven't seen Laura since that night. I quit my job and moved away, but every time I close my eyes, I see her face. And the scratching sound still haunts me.